In Key Skill 3, we're going to be looking at some simple questions involving area of a sector. So we've already learned that the formula for area of a sector is area is equal to half r squared times theta. In this question, we've been told that the radius is 9 and that theta is 4 pi over 3. You can cancel down this fraction or just type it in straight away. If you're cancelling it down, you can see that 2 and 4 will cancel, and that 3 can cancel with one of the 9s. That leaves you with, on the top of the fraction, 1 times 9 times 3, which is 27, times 2, 27 times 2, 54. And on the bottom, there's nothing left. So they ask us for, they don't specify a degree for accuracy, so I would go for 2 decimal places. So I would write A is approximately equal, I've got my exact answer there, 169.65 to 2 decimal places. In question 2, we've been asked to find the area of a sector to 3 significant figures, and we've been told the angle is 5 pi over 2 and the radius is 6. As always, I start by writing my formula and substituting in. Now, although it seems a bit tedious to always do that, you have to imagine that the examiner has a marking scheme, and that's a list of specific things you need to know. And there's different types of marks, and some of the marks are method marks. So you always want to have super clear, workings out so that you're ticking all the boxes on the examiner's list. This one I'm going to type it in because I'm a bit lazy. So that calculates down, that simplifies down to 15 pi, and we need that to 3 significant figures. So I'm going to press this button here, which changes from, in terms of pi, to decimals. So 47.123 significant figures. These are the kind of questions that go backwards. You have to rearrange the formula to find out what you want, because we've been told the area of the sector is 15 pi. So we know that 15 pi goes here for the area. We've been told r, but we need to find theta. Now half times 5 squared, well 5 squared is 25, so you have 25 divided by 2 times by theta. So you can do 15 pi, now you're going to times that by 2 and then divide it by 25. So the 2 will go here and become a times by because now it's a divide by, whereas a 25 is a times by, so when it moves to the other side, it'll be a divide by. Can cancel down the 25 and the 15 because they're both multiples of 5. So the final answer would be 6 pi divided by 5 for theta. Now the second way they can ask you to rearrange the formula is when they want to know what r is, and they've given you A and theta. And that's exactly what's going to happen in the next question. So we've been told area of the sector is 6 pi. We've been told theta is pi over 3, but we don't know what r squared is. Now the first thing I'm going to do to make it simpler is to cancel the pi on both sides. That will leave 6 is equal to a half times r squared times 1. Remember, when we cancel the pi, it's leaving a 1 behind. So on the top of that fraction, you'd have r squared, because you'd have 1 times r squared times 1, and on the bottom you'd have 6. So that would leave 6 times 6 equals r squared. 36 equals r squared. You would take the square root of 36 because the inverse operation of a squared is a square root. And that would leave normally 2 options, plus and minus 6. But because we're dealing with length here, we're going to only take the option for 6 being equal to r. And that's done. So those are the more basic examples. In the next key skill, we're going to look at really tricky problems. These often come together with the sine and cosine rules. So if you check out the exam questions, I found all of the exam questions going back to, I think, 2004. So you should definitely do all of those to practice.